Okay, members, welcome back from the other first tutorial. We are still continuing from where we stopped. We want to look at how to connect this form to the database. In the database, we have a database called case study, and then we have a table called logins, and these are the rows. These are the columns in the table logins. If you want to get some more information on how to create this database and how we did, please watch the first tutorial before this. Okay, so we want to first get a connection to the database. So in our project folder, you remember that we had something like signup.php. So on this signup.php, we are going to use a PHP code to connect to the database. So that means I have to remove all this, and then PHP starts with this, with that, and then ends with that tag. Okay, so let's first get the connection variables. So the connection variables, one is the host. Okay, so the host, first of all, the host now is localhost. As you can see, the word is reading localhost. So if you are on another domain, for example, Bustema University, let's say you are on Bustema University something, let me just put Bustema University, bustema.ac.ug. Now, on this platform here, you're seeing that the host is bustema.ac.ug. okay, now if we come to ours here, the host is localhost. Don't mind about the slash and what's on other things. Okay, so we are going to get the this host. We call it localhost, and then we shall have that's the host, and then we have the username for MySQL. In most cases is root, but you can change. And then we have the password. The password is always empty, though you can set yours. And then the database name. Okay, the database name. Okay, I'm going to call it database name. Our database name is called what? Case study. So that's the database name that we are going to put there. All right, so since we have that, we can now have a connection which is equal to MySQL connect. So we connect to the localhost, which is the other side, host, comma, and we have the username. Okay, username, and then the password, and then the database name. Database name. So let us test if the connection is successful. We can say if not connection, this variable connection. If not, it has not connected. Equal something like database connection error, and then if it is yes, let's have echo something like database connected. Database connected. Okay. So this is how it is. So let us browse into this signup.php. We test it. So logins, I'm going to write here signup.php. No, it's not running in the server because there is no localhost here. So let's go where there is this. Just say sign up .php. Good. So you see database connected. Database connected. This is the word we are meaning. So database connected. So if it is connected, oh, that's pretty nice. So if it's pretty nice, we now don't need this. We don't need that. We have we know that now our database is connected very well. So let's come here and rename this. We call it database dp connection. We are calling it db connection, and then let's rename this one also. We call it sign up. We change the file type to PHP. We change it to PHP. Okay, so since we have all this changed to PHP, now we can write a PHP code here. So on top of this sign up, are you seeing very well here? This is the form. Okay, this is the form that we want to connect to the database. Okay, so I hope even our link went away now. Yes, it's not working because it's not .php. When we go back to our index and we look for sign up, we change this to .php, and then another sign up somewhere. Okay. Have another sign up somewhere. Okay. And if we load this, we will link there. Okay, so if we click here, oh, no, it should be sign up here. It should be sign up the PHP. So just reload. So when you reload and come here, yeah, it connects us very well. So this is our code, and then when you click here we get the sign up. So let's open the sign up form, which is this, and then we include the connection. We include the database connection. From here on top, we say the PHP begins with this and then ends with something like that as a PHP. I don't know whether this is this has kind of PHP code. I don't know if it will be so. Okay, so include, no, as if this sign up form has not picked very well the properties of a PHP, so I'm going to just name it one, and then I make a new file in logins, and then save as sign up. PHP, and then I will have to transfer everything. So yeah, now it is working. PHP. Okay, so it has transferred everything that was here. Okay, and we put it there. Okay. So from there we have let's ignore that, that's not working. So I hope we are there. So let's include the connection. So put include the connection. Some people may use require once. Even this one can work. Require once, you can use that also. Any, so require once. Remember, we are in the sign up, so we want to put the DB connection. So DB connection PHP. So we have this code here. We have already connected it here, so we can use it the way we want. As you can see, if I put some echo statement here, if I say echo maybe database file, and I run this PHP, you see that the word database file comes from this form here, because I have included all this code the other side. Okay, so that's pretty nice. So that's pretty nice. So let us have we have already the connection, and now let us get these values. So some people get confused between which one to pick. We use names to pick this data from this form. If somebody has typed something here, how do I know that this person has typed Yaruhanga? Okay, Yaruhanga Moses. How do I know this? I use a field name. Okay, so in full name I have a property called name, so I'm going to call it full name. That's what I'm going to use their app. So here I will pick this full name. How do I know that somebody has clicked on this data, or somebody has clicked on the button? I still use the button name. So let me give it a name, and I call it save button. Save button. So I'll still use the name, which is the save button. In Java, you can use IDs. You can give it an ID and you call it by ID. Okay, so here let me copy this, the name of the button, and then I test if somebody has clicked. So if I set, this is how I'm going to test the variable. I'm going to test whether somebody has clicked. So everything that I'm going to do here is after somebody has clicked this button. Okay, after someone has clicked, that's let us test and see. Echo you have clicked the button. So if we go and refresh here, okay, nothing, it will not echo anything because you have not clicked the button. So if you click the button, it has to give me something here. Okay, let's go back and see. It is okay, save button. All right, we didn't give the method here. The method has to be post, like you see this post, like you see that method there. So let's go back and we see. So if somebody is here, nothing is going on, but when you click the button, are you seeing what will happen? So this comes after somebody has clicked the button. If you have not yet clicked the button, it is like that. And if you click where? So if you click the button, it echoes that you click the button. So that means that everything you program here between this bracket and this one is after somebody has clicked the button. And how do we get the name here? Like I told you, what have you written in this name? We use the field name, which is here. So for example, I'm going to get this here, and then I say that full name. Here I am making a variable. This is a variable, so I'm going to store there something like a full name. So I want this system to tell me something. So echo, I'm going to echo like you have written name. I've written full name. Okay, I've written full name. So it will tell us that you have written, and it will tell us your name. So if I come here and then I refresh, then I write something like Biaruhanga Moses. If I click here, have you seen what it tells us? That you have written Biaruhanga Moses. So that's how we pick the data from the form. Okay. Now, how do we test that this person should not just click anyhow? Like you click like this, it doesn't bring anything. Like you click before somebody writing data, some data. So you can prohibit that by just putting here in a field, we add something called required. So if I add something like required, and when I'm here, when you click, it will tell you please fill out this field. Okay, so you cannot go without filling the field. All right, so I think let's add required in all our forms. It's pretty nice. We add required. We add required. Okay, so that's so far we are fine. So we give them all names, since we said this is what we shall use. So this is the username, and then this one is a password, and then this is a confirm password. Where are you? And then call it confirm password. Okay, confirm password. So how do I know that you've entered the same password? Okay, we have the full name. Let's have the username is equal to post username. No. then we have the password, which is equal to post password, and then we have the confirm password, which is equal to confirm password. Alright, so these are our variables, so I'm going to call them form variables. So let's now see how we can test that this person has typed the same password, such that you don't type the wrong password. Just put an if statement here, test password matching, and then you just say if the password is equivalent to the confirmed password, so you don't do anything, but else, else what do we do? Here let's echo something. We just say the passwords are matching, and then here let us say echo the passwords did not match. Passwords did not match. Okay, so if I refresh here and then we type something here, put something there, and then I type 1 2 3 as a password, and here I type click 1. If we click there, it is telling us that the passwords did not match. What of if I put the password that is equal, the same? Nice, they are telling us that the passwords are matching. Alright, so since the passwords are matching, we can now throw this data in the database. Put it in the database. Okay, so let's see how to put this data in the database. I think we continue to follow this route of passwords that are matching, because we don't need something that's not matching. Okay, so let's now have an SQL query, which is equal to MySQL and then have a query. Put in our connection, which we have from top here in the require, and then we put our insert into where is our table name was called logins. Okay, so logins, and then logins. Insert into logins. We have here the columns are there, then values are going to be there. So the first one, we don't put anything, okay, in the ID, because the ID is auto implemented. So we are going to start from the username, comma, password, comma, and then full name. Okay, full name. These are table columns, please. From here, username, password, and full name. Okay, username, password, and full name. So the values, we put the username, which is here, okay, like that, and then the password, which is here. You can choose any, confirm password or password. And then lastly, you have the full name, which is there. Put them in the order the way they are here, okay, to avoid inconveniences. So you have that, and you may like to encrypt your password. Some people use MD5, some people use, we shall talk about encryption next time. So let's test if the data is posted very well. If not SQL, SQL, I mean this one here. If not SQL, echo, there was a problem in saving the database, okay. There's a problem in saving the database, and else you can echo something like the data is saved successfully. Alright, so if we run this, from our form here, we reload, and then we put Biaruhanga Moses, we put the username. I'm going to use Moses, the password 123, and the password 123. If I save, the data is saved successfully. So as you can see, I want to see whether the data is there in the database. So if you come to the database here, this 100, this is the database, and in case study we have the table called logins. So when I browse this table, pretty nice, we have the username, okay, ID is 1, the username is 0, and the password is that, and phone name. I think we had some problem here in setting the data type. So let's set the data type of this. The data type of this, you see they are all integers, so it did not accept the text. So let's edit this one, and this full name, and then the password. We come to change, and then this one, put it to backup, give it 200. Then this one is a variable character, give it 200. Let's do this one, variable character, give it 200, and we save that. Alright, so if we come back and we try to save the data there, so we try to again save the data there. So we save the same person, 1 2 3 1 2 3. So when we save, the data is saved successfully. So when we come back here to the logins, alright, it's pretty nice. Biaruhanga Moses, the username, and then the password. Alright, thank you very much. We have seen how to save the data in the database. Next time we shall look at retrieving the data from this database and then using it on our website here. Okay, thank you.